Bhaktivinoda Swamitam Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande Nityananda Savaditam Shri Nandana Vande Shri Radhika Charanandram Govijana Samhita Vrnavanam Vanchakovari Sakri Vasinaveva Chapatitam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Vaita Chandra Gadadhar Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So we're continuing our class from Bhakti Rasamrita to Sindhu. We're on chapter 1, Savanya Bhakti. We're describing the characteristics of Bhakti. What is the effect of practicing Bhakti Bhajan? What is the power of Bhakti Bhajan? And we described there's 6 characteristics of Bhakti. And we describe Kleshagni, which means Bhakti, by performing Bhakti sadhana, all karma gets destroyed and all miseries and difficulties and good karmas, bad karmas, anything that will entangle us and attract us and attach us to the material world gets destroyed by practicing Bhakti Bhajan. So let's see exactly where we are. We're on the second characteristic. Okay, page 27. Second characteristic is Shubhada, that Bhakti Bhajan, practicing Bhakti, makes everything auspicious. So what does that mean, auspicious? So Rupa Goswami explains what is definition of auspiciousness. I think it's verse 27. I don't know. It's so confusing here. Yeah, I see verse 27. So he describes different aspects of Shubhada, which are Shubhadatvam. The second unique characteristic of Uttam Bhakti is that it bestows Shubha. So then he describes what is Shubha. This is verse number 27, chapter 1. There's 4 types of auspiciousness. One is that Bhakti, because Bhakti, Bhav, and Prem are all aspects of love, different degrees in the development of a pure consciousness and a pure spiritual consciousness in the Bhakti line, in a personal. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We're describing the characteristics of Bhakti Shubhada. So he says the first sentiment is affection for all living entities. So Bhakti, Bhav, and Prem all have different aspects of love directed towards the personality of Godhead, Vishnu, Rama, or Krishna. And when one is like what's often Prabhupada said, if you love Krishna, you love everyone. So you have affection for all living entities because everyone is part of Krishna. And you'll see as you advance in Bhakti, because in the beginning a lot of these characteristics you can't relate to. So I will discuss one characteristic we can relate to later in relation to Shikshastakam and try to harmonize the confusion over that verse. So I was reflecting on it yet last night. So one thing is we develop affection for all living entities, and we become attracted to all living entities. Doggies. Doggies see the world by smiling, so they always smell good. And their vibration, that's like we read in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, that some trees can see, and more advanced trees can smell. And so they're living, and some rocks are conscious, and some rocks grow. Prabhupada told a story, and when he was in New York, he was discussing 3rd canto, He said, in India there's a temple of a rock. There's so many Shalagram temples and Govardhan temples. And in that temple, I didn't say where, it didn't say Govardhan, it didn't say Shalagram. He said there's a temple of the rock, and the rock keeps growing. So when the devotees heard that in New York, they were like, wow, this is, are we on LSD or what? Rocks are flying and rocks are growing and I'm flying and I'm growing. So it was pretty enlightened idea, concept. He said, I've seen that rock is growing. So someone raised their hand, well, that's just because the rock is outside and dust is in the air and dust is flowing in the air. Wind is blowing dust and the dust is accumulating on the rock's getting bigger. The Prabhupada said, oh, that's a very nice explanation. But the rock is inside and they're bathing the rock every day. He said the rock is inside a building with a roof and 4 walls and 1 little door to enter the temple, which is far away from the altar where the rock is. And they bathe the rock every day, every morning for 1 hour with milk and yogurt and ghee and all these things. And so that shoots down your scientific argument of rock sedimentation and all kinds of false theories that you're postulating. So rocks do grow, rocks did fly. How did Maharaj get to Vrindavan? He's got enough brains to know that it's no fun to live in UP. But he was flying and he made a contract with his rishi to want to take him to Benares. He wanted to go to Benares also. Because this is a devotee rock. It's Krishna rock. So he told his father, King Dronashah, I'll go with this rishi, but if he has to pee, wherever he stops, carry me and set me down so he can go, do his business, I will move from there. So as Giraj, like trees, has eyes and could see and could smell, you can understand that this is Vrindavan. There's millions of years ago. And so he got really heavy, and the sage couldn't carry him. They also, when you lift heavy weight, you have to pee sometimes. So he put the rock down, and it never left. So all living entities become attracted to devotees, and one possesses good qualities and happiness. So these are 4 things that come from practicing Bhakti Bhajan. There's a famous saying that Prabhupada converted the hippies to happies. The 1960s, when Prabhupada went to New York City, the Lower East Side, there were all kinds of young people. Their theme, their philosophy was
make love, not war.
Make love, not war.
That was one of them.
Yeah, thank you. Because the other one was, I didn't really want to say the word, but rock and roll, just this blank drugs, rock and roll.
Oh yeah.
So make love, not war. That's the one theme there also. So Prabhupada said these hippies are all dark-faced. They all have black faces. They were white American guys, most of them, and girls. But Prabhupada said they have very dark faces because they're in Tamagun. They're taking drugs and substances, as they say now. They used to say drugs. He's a drug addict. Now they say substance excess. Used to be drug overdose, heroin overdose. Now they say substance excess, too many Cheerios. What kind of substance? It's a new language now. They changed everything. Just like when I first went to medical school, we learned about medical terminology. So that was in 1972, 73, like that. I was going to university studying medicine, and they said, we don't say abortions, that's not a good word. We say pregnancy termination.
Okay.
Dr. Smith, you have a pregnancy termination, room 302, go there immediately. And in the Vietnam War, they developed a whole language for all the pilots. The pilots were dropping bombs on innocent, poor people, villages. So they said, they give a map and say, please relocate these 10 villages. Relocate means you drop all this napalm and all this jelly. It's like jelly. And you drop it, it comes out of the bottom of the plane, and it kills anything alive. It doesn't destroy buildings. It just destroys trees and human beings, any living being. But the buildings are still there, the tanks and trucks and everything's there. All the people get melted. It's like hot jelly or something like that. It's just like when they read in the Bhagavatam that rishis and the Ramayana were doing yagyas and the Rakshasas were raining blood and pus. They're raining blood and pus on top of the yagyashala. So they went and complained, Vashishta Muni or something, to Ram and Lakshmana, please come and kill these demons. They're destroying our yajnas. So those Rakshasas came as American pilots in the 20th century. They would drop this jelly out of the plane and it would destroy all the people and all the trees and all the rice and everything. Massive destruction. So this is relocating villages. They didn't say go kill all these people, men, women, and children, destroy all their food and all the trees, relocate the village. Pack up and move down the street. That's it's covered language. So now it's substance abuse. Okay, but that has nothing to do with bhakti. So then he talks about Shubhada. So these first two symptoms of bhakti bhajan happen at the level of sadhana bhakti, which means before we at the level of anartha-nivritti and nishta. Nishta and ruchi, and then you come to asakti, then some other symptoms are manifest. Let's see what he says here. Okay, kids. Where's your mother?
She went to Nepal.
Nepal?
Yes, because it's cold.
That's good. Good for you.
Yes. I'm back to Radhakund.
Pretty austere. Never thought you would say your mother was austere, but couldn't live without her for a while. Now you don't want to see her. It's funny when life works out. For 20 years you can't live without your mother. Then as soon as you hit 21, you don't want to see her anymore. Crazy world. So this is the same verse translated by in the Nectar Bhakti Rasmini published by Maharaj, which was translated by my Guru Maharaj, Pandit Sri Krishna. And this verse 29, which we just read, that the four aspects of Shubhada, which come from Bhakti Bhajan. He says that, he quotes Mukunda Das Goswami, who is the disciple of Krishna Bhakti, wrote a very good commentary on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But so Maharaj, when he translated his in English first wave of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in 1969, he included Jiva Goswami's commentary, Vishnu, and Mukunda Goswami. So Mukunda Goswami says good qualities. Bhakti offers all forms of good qualities, including spiritual knowledge and detachment, yamas and niyamas, and even the rishis and devatas bow down before a devotee, become obedient to him. So that's a very interesting comment, because generally the rishis don't care much about ordinary people at all, or anything but their own people, their own bhajan. They're detached from the society. And devatas usually are envious of spiritual people because they're afraid, and they try to put impediments and blockage to their progress because they're afraid that they're doing these spiritual practices of tapasya and study and sense control to get spiritual power to knock them out of their position. So they send obstacles on the path of bhajan or yoga or anything. But if someone's a devotee, the devatas, they're not. They just kind of okay. They don't want anything we have. They don't want our girlfriends. They don't want our opulence. They want our Learjets. They don't want our Rolls Royces. We don't want anything they have. We're happy to walk here and there, and happy with a little prasad and a book about Krishna. That's all we need. And so we're without a threat. So they become friendly. They become obedient to us. They help us. Like we say, hey, listen, Indra, I'm putting on a Rath Yatra on Saturday. Don't make it rain. It's rainy season, I know, but we got permits for Saturday, and we can't get another day, so please make sure the sun shines and don't rain on that day. All right, it's rain, no rain coming. So we feel happy. So this is the relationship of the devotee with devatas and rishis. If rishis mess with devotees, they get taught bad. Durvasa Muni in ninth canto of Bhagavatam, he messed with Ambarish Maharaj. He thought he was just a sense enjoyer. He's just the king of Madhya Pradesh. And he's got so many queens and he's just enjoying life. I don't have to worry about him. But he was a Vishnu Bhakta. Every Ekadasi he came to Mathura Mandal, or once a month actually. With his whole entourage and his favorite queen, and he did Ekadasi Brata and Dvasi Brata. Ekadasi did Nirjal, and then on Dvasi he did Payabrat, he did milk. He and his wife. That's quite interesting. Vaishnava king, Ambarish Maharaj. So he's glorified as engaging his whole body and mind. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindhya, with Shamsi Vaikunta Ganana Vanane. His mind was always meditating on Krishna's feet, and his mouth was always glorifying the qualities of Lord Vaikunta, and his hands were always cleaning the temple, his feet are carrying him to there, and his head was always bowed down to the Krishna Murti, and everything he had, he was engaged in Krishna's service. So he's an ideal devotee. He's featured in the Bhagavatam, 9th canto. So let's see. It says you can get mystic powers also. You guys want mystic powers? I don't want to have it with you. You become smaller than the smallest. Monkeys chasing me. We go bigger than the biggest. We go, Hanuman, scare the hell out of the monkey. That's right, man. Astounding mystic powers, material enjoyment, eternal happiness, eternal bliss, all can come from serving Krishna. I just done a commentary here. Haribo Ganapati, Premai Ki Jai. That's what we want, Premai. And he says, the commentary is Sukha, happiness derived from Bhakti is three kinds. There's three kinds of happiness. Material happiness, and happiness due to Brahman, and happiness to direct vision and realization of personal divinity, Ishvara, Krishna. This verse number 31, it talks about Siddhyo Paramascharya Bhuktir Mukti Shaswati. Directly manifest, Bhakti manifests the liberation in cities. Jiva Goswami, he doesn't quote his commentary in this book. Although sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But this book is complete. So I'm just going to tell you all the kinds of mystic powers you can. If you want one, just raise your hand. We'll send it to you with the app on your phone. No, there's a whole bunch of them. So you may find one that fits you. We got 23. Jiva Goswami lists 23 cities. Some are major ones and some are minor cities. Good meals. No, you already have that city. You got married. That's over your city. Your belly is achieved perfection. Jiva Goswami explains the word city means 18 particular extraordinary powers. 1. Anima, becoming very small. Mahima, becoming very big. So before you get married, Anima. After you get married, become Mahima. And 3, Laghima. Has become very light and invisible. Prapti, to acquire all kinds of sense enjoyment. Prakamya, ability to see all kinds of enjoyments in heaven and earth and in hell. Ishita, paper is really old. Ishita, the power to infuse one's own power into another. I wouldn't torture you that way. Vashita, non-attachment while engaged in enjoyments. That's a good one. Kama Vasayita, the power to attain the highest pitch of enjoyment that a yogi can desire to enjoy. All these 8 are found in this Srupa Shakti of Krishna. A yogi can attain them partially in a mayika way. Number 9. Anurmi Mamatam. Oh, this is a good one. To become free, the power, the city to become free from hunger, thirst, sorrow, infatuation, infirmity, old age, and death. Durashavana. That's pretty easy.
Hearing far distance.
Yeah. It's called telephone. It's called mobile. So that's the mystic city. Duradarshan. DURA, not like the television station. Manojava. Fast movements of the physical body, as quick as that of mind. Rocket ships. Elon Musk going to the Mars. Kamarupa. This is a good one. The ability to take any form you want. Kamarupa. Desire form. That's a good one. Prakaya Pravesh. To be able to enter into another's body. Who had that city in the recent history? Ramanuja or somebody?
Shankaracharya.
Shankaracharya. How did he just show it? What did he do? He became a king or something.
He entered the body of dead king.
He was in a debate and the Pandit was about to lose. And the Pandit's wife is Sakshat Saraswati. So she came and said, now I will have debate with you. And she started asking about Kama Sutras. And he was just stuck. And he said, give me a
So
month. I will-"
back up. Shankaracharya is a brahmachari.
he was
He's the
having a debate.
incarnation of Shiva.
Yes,
He's preaching Advaitin philosophy. He's a great, powerful preacher, or powerful personality. Advaitin, Shankaracharya. And he had a debate with who?
with the Pandit in Benares, Kasi.
A pundit man.
Yes.
Pundit man in Benares. They had a debate. Then what
And
happened?
he was about to win. Shankaracharya was about to win.
Shankaracharya was about to smash him up.
Yeah. Then his wife, who is
His wife, whose wife?
Pandit's wife.
The opponent's wife.
Yeah. She is actually personification of Saraswati.
She's a personification of Saraswati,
Yeah.
Pandit's wife. So she told her husband,
No,
"Get
she herself started arguing with Shankaracharya. She came because she can come. She is half of Pandit. So she is better half.
better out."
Yeah. So she came and started arguing.
So the
on
wife-
terms with her.
So the guy hid behind his wife's dress. Real hero. It's getting heavy. Why do you say? Okay, all right. So his wife stepped up to take the argument. Said, I want to argue some points on Kama Sutra.
Then he could not answer. He said, I need 1 month time. Then in that 1 month, he told his disciples, take care of my body. Then he entered into a king's body who just died at that moment.
I'm sorry.
And that king was actually
So you can't just read the book, you have to have the experience.
Yeah.
So you just can't read a book on Bhakti and become a Bhakta.
Yeah, just like that.
So you just can't read the Kama Sutra and become expert in Kama Sutra. You need a teacher and you have to follow the teaching.
Yeah.
So the
That king was
Shankaracharya entered as this mystic city, Kamarupa, to take any form he wanted.
Parakaya Pravesa he did.
Oh yeah,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Parakaya, another. Kaya means body and para means another, and pravesh means kriya pravesh. Enter into another body, kaya. Mano, kaya, vakya. Body, kaya, mano, mind, and vakya words. Body, mind, words. So then he entered the body of the king, and he took a month to study the book, and he had a practical examination
Yeah.
as a king with his queens. Then he came back and was ready. And he defeated the girl, the lady.
Yeah. Yes. Then he became Jagat Guru basically.
Then he became Jagat Guru. That's an interesting way to become Jagat Guru. Do all Jagat Gurus have to go the same way? Okay, that's a pretty interesting mystic city there. That's number 14, number 15. Swachanda Michu. What does it mean?
Ichamriti.
Swachanda means my own desire. I will die when I want to. Who had that power?
Bhishmadev.
Vishnu Dev. Deva Krita Darshan. You can watch, it's called voyeurism. Voyeurism means you enjoy watching other people enjoy. That's what, blue movies are all about. So, this is called Deva Krita. Krita means, Jal Krita, what does it mean?
Play.
Playing with water. What does Rasa Krita mean? Dancing, enjoying dancing. And Pasha Krita is game board playing. So this is Deva Krita. You can enjoy watching Indra jump on Urvashi. Darshan. Sankalpita Padartha Prapti. Sankalpita Padartha Prapti. To acquire, attain things according to one's predetermination. That's a very popular thing now. It's called manifestation. Take my 2-week master course in manifestation for 1,999 rupees. In my 14th class, I'll teach you by your meditation, by your affirmation, by your sangha, to manifest everything, all good fortune in your life. In 2 weeks, you'll be a billionaire. So sign up today. Everybody's a salesman. It's like crazy. A Pratyata Adesh. Oh, this is good. I should get this one. Possess such powers that one's commands cannot be disobeyed by anybody. A Pratyata Adesh. Then there's 5 lesser. These are big cities. These are small cities. Chika Gyan.
Knowing past, present, and future.
The past, present, future. That's a small time city. Sitosh Adi Di Dvandva Sahisnuta. Capable of living in Braj. Tari, hot and cold. That's what Sitosh, that's what I mean. Being able to tolerate hot and cold. So you guys have a 6 city. Swollen. I knew you were yogis. Parachidati Abhigata. Well, this is a very crucial one. Parachidati Abhigya.
Knowing others' heart.
Yeah. Understanding the mind and heart of others. Very useful. He's dangerous in marriage. What keeps marriage together is the guessing factor. Not knowing what the hell my wife is thinking and not knowing what she's feeling. That's what keeps marriage together. If I know, I'd walk out a month ago. This is a good one. It's a wild day in here.
Ambulance.
In America, sometimes, you hear a big siren like that, and there's a fire somewhere, and the firemen are there, and then this truck is running really fast down the street, and with a siren, rah, all the cars moving out. So one time I followed the car was going, the ambulance. I followed them. So I went real fast, the ambulance went to a building was on fire. The ambulance stopped, they opened up the door and took out beer. It was beer. The ambulance was full of beer. They started passing out the firefighters. All the cars moved out. I went by the ambulance to get fast, So they stopped it and I couldn't, the road was blocked, there was a fire engine. So I was right, and then they opened the doors on. And then they were bringing out stretcher to get the body, I just fastened the beer out to all the firemen. No, I didn't do that. It was my favorite thing to do. Well, that shows you how great it is. The world is really, so when it's so silent, it's not really what you think it is, And it was 500 beer cans in for the firemen. Okay. Agni Surya Jala Visha Prabhava Stambhana. This mystic power was by who had this mystic power?
Dhruva.
Who else? That's fourth canto.
Prahlad also.
Prahlad, obviously.
What is it?
You know why? What's why? 100 dog barking and 10 sirens. Agni, Surya, Jal, Vish, Prabhav, Samana. To be able to neutralize the powers of fire, sun, water, poison. So Dhruva Maharaj had that power, and Prahlad Maharaj had that power. Why? Because they're both devotees. So, then the last one. So did you raise your hand with these powers?
Yes.
How many you want?
I wanted to not have been hungry and thirsty.
What?
I wanted to never become hungry and thirsty.
Never become.
Hungry and thirsty.
Hungry and thirsty.
Well, I bless you, become a rock. You want the power to not be hungry and thirsty. Shila Bhavatu. Become a rock pujari. That's better.
Thank you, Maharaj.
But your rock will get hungry and thirsty. I'm sorry. Pujari may not, but the rock will. You have to feed the rock. You have to give water to the rock. So, 23 is a parajaya, unconquerable by anybody. So there you have it. So we'll continue with verse 32 next week. This comes under the category of Shivada in Bhakti Vajan. These are the second characteristic of Bhakti, Kaishakti and Shivada. So, Shivada has different subdivisions if you get affection, you have affection for all living entities, all living entities, devas and rishis feel affection for you, you get mystic city and you get great happiness, all from bhakti. That's for you. So now, this is Sunday satsang